Oh, Hilton stay, your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. Enjoy comfortable rooms and friendly service when you stay with Hilton instead. Save up to 25% this season when you book with Hilton. Hilton for the stay. Terms apply.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. You're ready to move your business forward, but first, you need to find the right team. Start your search with Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It can help you reach qualified candidates fast, ensuring your listing is the first one they see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs are 90% more likely to report a hire than non-sponsored jobs. See the results for yourself. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas, the prairie skies are wide and high. Deep in the heart of Texas, deep in the heart of Texas.
Hey there, hi there, ho there. Welcome to
Boah.
a King of the Hill podcast. I am Michael, and you are?
And I am Rusters.
I'm writing myself a note here.
Yeah. If he's Michael, I'm Rustle.
Wrote myself a note here because I need to change the intro. I changed the intro, and we have a new intro.
You did. Phenomenal.
But,
I love
forgot
it.
to put it in here so we could automatically play it.
Very, very appropriate for the era of brain rot.
It's kind of what I thought. Yeah.
I love it. No, I loved it. I watched it like 4 or 5 times.
Like
yeah. Every time I watched it, there was something cool. There was something new and exciting every time.
Did you get your Lego set?
It has not came in the mail yet, but when it does, what I want to do is for a Friday episode.
Yeah.
I want to I want to do it in the studio, but I want to get a camera angle on the Lego set while I'm building the Legos. If we're able to do it, I know that I could use my phone as a camera if need be with like software to do that. But whatever.
We can come up here and do it, and then maybe we can tell a Christmas story while you're building it or something like that.
Yeah, whatever. We could talk about whatever you want to talk about. I could talk about my English. I could talk about the English Christmases and stuff like that I used to have as a kid or whatever.
Yeah,
because I still remember. I was 6 when I moved here, so I still remember. I still remember Christmas. It was Chris. You remember the big stuff.
Things?
The poppers, and then you have the crown, and you put the crown on your head and all that. Yeah. We can talk about that.
I think
they're called crackers. Yeah. And then when they light the plum pudding when they bring it out, because it's covered in brandy.
Light the plum pudding.
Yeah, they because they soak it in brandy or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so today I am sending a picture here. Give me 1 second. Sometimes people think that they're busy, and I have to correct them that no, I am busier than you, because something inside me makes me think that. All right, so we are dealing with Season 8, Episode 6 of King of the Hill. By the way, my glasses are different. I left my glasses at home, but thank God.
They are different. I noticed that. Yeah,
thank God different. I have gone through so many that I have backup pairs now. So these were in the truck.
It's good to have a backup pair of glasses.
Boy, you are not kidding. You are not kidding. I had to have one at home the other day because I fell asleep. My wife took mine off and I couldn't find them. All right, King of the Hill, Season 8, Episode 6, or Year of Our Lord 8, ABEO5. This is Living on Reds, Vitamin C, and Propane.
Which is a Grateful Dead song lyric from the song Truckin', as this is the famous trucking episode. And actually, I have quite a bit of trivia that I wanted to cover before we ever touch the episode, because there's so much of it I just don't want to interject a
Touch
bunch.
my
So
episode, Rusty.
so what we've got is this is the 156th episode, obviously, and it was written by a fella named Dan McGrath and directed by John Rice. Dan McGrath has worked on The Simpsons, Saturday Night Live, Gravity Falls, and Mission Hill. He actually was nominated for an Emmy and later won an Emmy. He was nominated for an Emmy for his work on Saturday Night Live, and then he won an Emmy for his work on The Simpsons. If you want to know more about what that is, you go to his IMDb page at imdb.com and type in Daniel McGrath in the search bar. But he has since passed actually a month ago. So rest in peace to
He's
Daniel
the one
McGrath.
last Friday, right?
He is the one that we covered last Friday. Absolutely. So rest in peace to Daniel McGrath. And this is one of his episodes, and we've already touched on a couple of his episodes already before. So he has an episode in season 7. He has 2 episodes, Full Metal Dust Jacket and Be True to Your Fool. He has two episodes in season 8, this one and another one later on, 2 episodes in season 9, episode in season 11, 2 and 12, and 2 and 13. So he was that's what you would call alumni of King of the Hill, and thank him for his contribution. Lifetime contributions to King of the Hill. Appreciate that. And then the director of this specific episode is John Rice. And John Rice has been with the show for a very long haul. Oh, yeah. Now, this guy actually was a storyboard artist on the pilot. He was a storyboard artist on the Order of the Straight Arrow, and he was the director and storyboard artist on Keeping Up with Our Joneses. But not only after that, he was a long-time storyboard consultant for the entirety of season 3, and then he was a storyboard consultant, supervising director all through season 4. So he had a pretty big role in King of the Hill, and is one of the top appearances as far as employment in King of the Hill. He has a lot of credit to his name on the show.
Well, he's got a lot of credit in animation. I mean, he's done.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This originally aired Sunday, December. Nope, that's wrong because I didn't check the date. I think this is Sunday, December 14th. Maybe. Are you looking at
it? It is December the 14th. This is December the 14th, 2003, which actually, I know that another podcast that does King of the Hill does this, but the one of the bits of trivia that I wanted to give on this is December 14th, 2003 was the day that Saddam Hussein's capture by the U.S. forces in Iraq was announced. It was the day after that they captured him, but it was the day that it was announced. To the world, kind of thing. So that was that. And actress Jean Crane also died on that day. I don't want to steal their mojo. They do that, but it was December 14th, 2003.
Who's Jean Crane?
I have no clue.
Oh,
it was
okay.
It was a Sunday,
other stuff that happened that day. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, it was just in the list of things. But Jean Crane was an actress from the golden era. She actually has an Academy Award for a title role. She was nominated for it, a movie called Pinky. I don't know if you ever heard that. She was also in the 50s, Cheaper by the Dozen, that came out in 1950.
The original.
She was in the original one. She was in Man Without a Star, Gentle Mary Brunettes, The Fastest Gun Alive, The Joker is Wild. So she played in a lot of those
decent sized movies.
Error pieces. Well, she was a nominated, she's a nominated actress. So she was nominated for her role in a movie called Pinky, which was a movie that came out in 1949. And it was, she's the title character, Pinky. And it's actually, she goes to visit a illiterate black laundress who is like a grandmother role to her that raised her. And, Pinky confesses to Dicey that she passed for white while studying to be a nurse in the North, but that she had fallen in love with a white man who knows nothing about her black heritage. But if you look at it, it's like a super pale-faced white woman that they're just the way Hollywood. So it was
especially back then.
The quote unquote mammy character and the Jean Crane, and it was kind of a controversial kind of movie that kind of touched on the subject of like race relations and stuff. And it was kind of, I guess, revolutionary in its way to do that, because it was a movie that was done in 1949, but it also had one of the famous members of the Barrymore family, and probably the matriarch, the American matriarch, because they were a London family. No, not Lionel, actually Ethel Barrymore,
Wow.
which is she is the sister of John and Lionel.
Okay.
But for those of you that don't know, Lionel is Mr. Potter in It's a Wonderful Life. That was one of his later movies, but that's a huge movie
this
family. That's a whole
woman,
nother.
the woman that played what'd you say she was, a seamstress or whatever?
Yeah.
Anyway, the one that played it, her name was
Laundress.
Ethel Waters, right?
Yeah, Ethel Waters. That was
Right.
Ethel Waters. Yeah,
So
she was actually big on Broadway and stuff, and she did music.
She did a lot of stuff here.
Yeah,
A lot of stuff, and you would know her if you saw her face because she did always play that mammy type character, right?
Yeah, I know all of her music too.
The thing I don't understand. Oh, she sang. You're right. Okay,
because she was a singer. That was what she mainly was before she was anything. She sang a song called Dinah. Yeah.
Well, I was flipping through her filmography here, and I saw The Americans and The Color Purple and stuff like that, and I'm like, that's way after she died. She died in 1977, so it makes sense that that's the soundtracks.
Yeah, she sang on the soundtracks of a lot of those. She was actually the first African American male or female to star in their own TV show. So she was on the Ethel Waters show that was broadcast on NBC in 1939, June 14th. So she is actually revolutionary in that way as far as civil rights and pushing the boundaries of what was allowed.
All you ever wanted to know about Ethel Waters. That's why you come here.
I just talked about a movie that nobody go watch it. It's called Pinky. Yeah. I'm a big movie guy. Me and Mike are both big movie guys. So Pinky, go watch it. I think you would enjoy it. It's a really good movie.
That's way before like the one where the guy paints himself black and goes around and passes, and it's way before any of the real civil rights type movies.
Yeah, definitely. As far as like race relations and stuff like that, it was definitely pretty. That's the reason why it was nominated for an award. You know, Hollywood was pretty progressive at that time. Okay, so the next, like I said, I had a little bit of trivia I had to knock out of the way. So the next one is the voice actors in the movie. Okay, so this movie is heavy on the country, like heavy on the country. You've got Deanna Carter, which is Strawberry Wine. She sings the song Strawberry Wine. Yeah, Strawberry Wine. That lady. Yeah. So Deanna Carter, and then you've got Trace Adkins, Brad Paisley,
is
George Strait.
So those are the truckers.
I'll name which ones they are. Okay, so you've got the red shirted trucker will be Trace Adkins.
Okay.
The cowboy hat man is Brad Paisley.
Okay.
The blonde truck customer is George Strait.
Oh,
and the gray-haired customer is Travis Tritt. Travis Tritt actually he did a couple of albums with Randy Jackson. Randy Jackson produced some of his albums.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's amazing because I did not really recognize any of their voices, but now that you've said that, the deep voice of that main trucker makes total sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so Hank lives up to his boyhood dream of driving a big rig when helping his mother to move. Bobby tags along, and unfortunately, so do Dale, Bill, and Boomhauer. Meanwhile, Peggy and Luann write a very poor Christmas carol. So there we go. There's your
there we go. We're in there.
Yep. All right. We'll see you later. No, I'm just kidding. So this is a weird one because we get a cold open. We don't often get a cold open. Not anymore. We've got a few.
No, not very often.
Yeah. So this opens up.
Wes Archer has some really, really good cold opens though.
Mm-hmm.
Like the original cold open of the pan over of the camera over Arlen and stuff on the very first pilot episode.
Cold open. I think it's cool. So we're out in the alley. Dale walks up to the alley. All three guys are already there. Hank is in a suit. Dale walks up. He's got a Christmas hat on. Merry Christmas, gentlemen. So, Hank, what's with the black suit? Someone die? Oh, right. Someone did die. Your mom's best friend, as I recall. Well, this is awkward. Merry Christmas.
That is awkward.
And then we get our intro. We get our normal. All right. Next scene. Dink. Next scene, we are looking at the Hill House. Funeral car drives off in front of the house. The reason I know that is because it says funeral on the side of it.
It does.
Hank's
Very
mom
blatantly tells us what it is.
It's like funeral. Hank's
Funeral.
mom is on
Death.
the phone. Yeah, death be here. Hank is on the phone with his mom, and he hears that was Lottie Bonner's lawyer. Lottie left me all her lovely antique furniture. I'm so touched. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. He goes,
You know,
your best bet is
I don't mean
neither."
to
Yeah. Go for
I
it.
don't mean to interrupt you, but I read a tidbit today that Billy Bob Thornton's mother was a psychic, and so he grew up in a house full of superstition as a child. So he does
That
not
makes a
like
lot of
antique
sense
furniture.
whenever you start thinking about him.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't like antique furniture in his house because he believes it holds
soul.
some type of spiritual connection to the people who owned it before him, kind of thing. So
my coffee table talks to me all the time.
So Dwight Yoakam's character in Sling Blade, he says that he's only like that there's only like a few things that weird him out or piss him off or whatever. And one of the things that he says is this is politically incorrect term, but he says midgets and antique furniture.
Words.
Yeah.
Yeah. He says that a lot too. Okay, so by the way, guys, if you folks that are here, if you have never seen Sling Blade, please take the time to go watch that. There
was another movie he did before Sling Blade too.
So
I can't remember the name of the movie, but there was another movie that he did before Sling Blade because he was a waiter. Like one of his friends had said, "Hey, you want to come make some money, make $300 a night doing a waiter thing," and he was waiting tables at some big event, and there was a guy that he was serving that looked at him and said, "Do you want to be an actor?" And he said, "Well, you're too ugly to be a lead," and he says, "You're too pretty to be a minor character." He said, "You're going to have to write something, or you'll never make it in Hollywood." So he went and wrote a movie. And it was a movie he did before Sling Blade. I can't remember the name of the movie. It was a few years before Sling Blade, but then he did Sling Blade, and Sling Blade won. I don't know if it won, but it was nominated for like 4 or 5 different Oscars for, I think it was best screenplay, best actor in a role, that kind of stuff. I think it did a few roles. And it was also the beginning of a long career of Billy Bob Thornton and Lucas Black appearing in the same stuff. They appear in Friday Night Lights together as well.
He was in Goliath. Well, no, that's 21. He was in let's see, Sling Blade was 96. Before that, it was Don't Look Back, Family Thing.
That's the movie.
Don't Look
Back. I think that was a movie that he created himself. Yeah, it was called Don't Look Back.
So Hank's mom hangs up the phone and she says that was the lawyer. She left me all her stuff. Hank says, your best bet is neither, to cry or laugh. His mom says, "Oh, of course, I'll never be able to get it back to Arizona." He goes, "Well, heck, Mom, I can move that stuff out to Arizona for you." She goes, "Oh, but," he says, "I'll be by your door Christmas Eve. Heck, all I have to do is rent a moving van." She goes, "Oh, Hank, van is big enough?" So the last thing we hear is, "Do you think a van is big enough?" Now, the next thing we see, giant diesel driving by the camera.
Massive diesel.
Big old sucker. Yeah. Peggy is inside in the kitchen listening to Grandma got run over by a reindeer and reading the newspaper, but the truck pulls up and literally blacks the sun off of her face. Like it blocks
a big
the
truck.
entire sun. Yeah. Hank
reminds me of that Patrick Swayze and Randy Travis movie with what was it? Black Dog. That's what it was. I like trucking movies, and I like I play American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator and stuff like that on the computer. So I like a lot of trucking stuff, but that movie's a pretty good movie. We're talking about country stars being in this movie. Randy Travis was actually in that one too. Yeah.
So the semi pulls up, and Peggy says, "That is a big van." Hank gets out. The guys all come running up, of course, because they're like children. And Bill says, I'm going to name her Wonder Truck. I mean, okay, Wonder Truck. And then Dale, Hank, we all want to ask you one question. He goes, you can't come with me on the trip. I have a follow-up question. And they're all just like, please, 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 let's be on Wonder Truck. Let's come on Wonder Truck. He goes, the next one who asked to come won't even get to look at it. Okay, then. And then he opens up the back and he shows them inside the thank God he can save that stuff for Smokey the Bear. Randy Travis kept his clothes on in that movie. These are comments I'm reading here.
That's Smokey the Bear's trucker slang for highway patrolman. That's what they would say on the radio. Smokey the Bear up there on the left.
So he opens up the back of the truck, the not the cab but the trailer, and you've seen this before, like when you open up one of those things and there's just like a little bit of stuff in there and you're like, why the hell did you rent a giant truck? But anyway, he's got the furniture and all that stuff in there. He opens it up and says, okay, then. And I know it's more cargo space than I need, but it's a sleeper cab, so I'll save on motels. And, Bill's like, Hank, you don't have to explain to us. They all know why they love this truck.
Hell yeah. Hank only got the truck just to drive the truck. That's it. Like he could have got a U-Haul or whatever, but he literally got the truck. Yeah.
This is just an excuse. Convoy by C.W. McCall says Ghetto Cowboy. Great.
That
song.
Is a good song.
It is a good song.
Teddy Bear's a good song too. Hello, Teddy Bear. About the kid on the radio.
Yeah, that's those storytelling songs that I kind of miss those,
Yeah, I like that too. That's really like that's almost like a Christmas, kind of like a Christmas song. If you kind of, it's like the guy on the radio and he's like, "Hey there, son, this is Teddy Bear." It's real heartfelt shit. Yeah, real good Americana stuff. Yeah.
Bobby rides up on his bike and he gets in the cab and he goes, "Wow, look at all this cool stuff." Hank says, well, this isn't a toy, Bobby. To a trucker, these are tools. See, truckers are the last cowboys. They're their own bosses, making tough decisions, winning or losing by the calls they make, answering only to the road. He goes, ooh, it sounds hard. Oh, it is. Now, how would you like to make this trip with your old man? He goes, heck yeah. Dad, can I have permission to say hell yeah? He goes, just a moment. And he rolls up the windows so nobody can hear it. And then you just see Bobby go, inside. Now it's nighttime. Bill, Dale, and Boomhauer are just standing in the street in their PJs, staring at the truck. And Dale says, such a fine night to look at the moon. Bill's like, look how big and powerful the moon looks in the moonlight, ready for its trip to Arizona. It's just not fair. The moon, I mean. And next thing we see is Bobby is sleeping. The alarm clock next to him says 3:58 a.m. It goes off at 3:59 a.m. Bobby like blinks awake real quick. Like I felt like he was already awake, just trying to keep his eyes shut,
Yeah, fighting it.
Hank has his coffee. He's talking out his window to the truck. And he says, oh, this is a dream come true. A trucker and his boy alone with the rig on the open road. But don't worry, Peggy.
I like how he's calling himself a trucker already.
Oh,
He hasn't even he hasn't even done anything or hauled anything or driven anywhere. He's like, oh, just a trucker and his boy on the open road.
Peggy, we'll do a quick turnaround and be back home by Christmas morning sharp. She goes, oh, trucker and his boy. They promised their mom to be home by Christmas. Hank, this is one of those novelty Christmas songs that always sells 1 million freaking copies. I have always wanted to get in on that racket. I love the fact that she calls it a racket. Bobby says, okay, let's roll. He goes, all right. He goes, okay, Bobby, we got to stay on time. So drink up. Let's hit the road. He hands him coffee. Bobby's like, coffee for me? And like, I've never seen his eyes get so big. All right. So they start driving.
Oh, yeah. That coffee thing where Bobby's like, there's another bit of trivia for it. So Bobby says, oh, I've never drank, or implies he's never drank coffee before. We could see him drinking coffee and Meet the Propaniacs and the Dang Old Love episode. So he has had coffee before.
They're driving and it pans over to Bobby and he's like, I don't think I can ever go back to Coco. Like he's just completely wired. Hank says, see, trucking's a lot like your life. Know your rig inside and out. Take care of your rig and she'll take care of you. Dad, you know everything. Well, I do have a Class C license. Okay. In the back trailer, all three of the guys have stowed away
I got
yeah,
I got a tidbit on the Class C thing.
yeah,
Actually, in real life, you need a Class A in Texas to
yes.
drive a 18
Class C
wheeler.
is what everybody has.
Yeah.
So the boys get on whatever will roll. One of them, I believe, is on a cart. The other one's in a chair. The other one's on a globe, and they're letting the truck, take them up and down the cab or the trailer inside because they're stowing away. You hear Bill laugh, and he's like, "We're stowing away. We're stowing away," and he giggles and he goes, "We're so bad." And then you hear, "Oh, wee, man, look at that man! I got dang old Ben Hur, man."
Oh, Ben-Hur, man. Yeah, talk about that dang old
So
Ben-Hur. That's
so
funny.
they're having a ton of fun in the back of this truck, right? We go back to
A
the cab,
blast.
inside the cab,
That's
and Hank's like, "Boy, look at that view. This is probably how it looked to the very first truckers. Now, the trick heading up a steep grade is to shift gears carefully. And why is that?" Bobby says, "A trucker always protects his cargo." I mean, they all have the best, they're having the best time. They're getting this thing done. He's always wanted to drive a truck, so everything's happy and flowers right this second. Now we go back into the trailer, and they've gotten out some of the furniture. One of them sitting on a couch. One of them, Dale, is sitting at a writing desk, and he's writing a letter out loud, and it's kind of like he's writing from the front of a war or something. "My dearest Nancy, I have many questions about the outside world. Is our government still intact? And what of young Joseph?" I love
What
that.
of young Joseph? Yeah.
Everything slides up and down. And then this is when they get on the globe and the chair and the ottoman and all that stuff. And you say, "Woohoo, woo," and they're just sliding all around in the back. Now we go back to the living room at the Hill House. Yo, 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 baby T 1889. Um, and Peggy and Luann are working on a Christmas song because they want to be part of the racket. And this is what we hear from Peggy. "Hank and Bobby in a Christmas truck." Oh, dang it. There's just no good words that rhyme with truck. There are a lot of words that rhyme with truck.
What's
Luann,
up, Baby T? Baby T's in the chat there.
yeah, that's on. Luann goes, "Aunt Peggy, could they be delivering a snowman? I bet there's lots of words that rhyme with snowman." And she says, "Oh, of course. Who needs a snowman more than a widow in Arizona? Our song will be about Hank and Bobby delivering a snowman to a woman with no man." And then they both laugh. Luann just goes, "I'm a songwriter." "No, you're not, Luann. You're not a songwriter. You came up with one idea."
Not at all. Not at all.
Now we're driving, and they drive by a sign that says "World's Second Largest Thermometer," 2 miles ahead. Baby says, "What's up, Rusty?" We
Oh
see a
yeah.
sign with a big thermometer and all that on it. Bobby says, "Oh, second largest thermometer in the U.S. Do we have time to stop?" Hank says, "Well, we have to be home by Christmas, so we can stop, or we can go to a truck stop and chow down like real truckers." "Of course," Bobby says, "chow down like real truckers." He goes, "Oh, all right then." He goes, "You can see the thermometer from here anyway. 105 degrees. Wow." So we know
Actually, I got
yeah,
a thing for that too. The
go for it.
105 degrees. So this is set in late December, this episode. So the temperature reading would be impossible. The highest recorded temperature in December at the writing of whatever this trivia tidbit is around 87 degrees, and the average is about 56 degrees. So for it to be 105 degrees in December,
Yeah,
Hank would have had to whoop somebody's ass because global warming set in a little bit quicker than I think he was anticipating.
it's true. That's true.
As he says in episode 1, if it gets we'll grow oranges in Alaska. If it gets 1 degree hotter, I'm whooping your ass. So, yeah.
As soon as Bobby says that, Hank turns the dial from heat to cool in the truck because they have to turn on the air conditioner.
Yep. Air
In
conditioning.
the back, we see Dale in his underwear talking through a vent, and he goes, "Hank, for God's sakes, let us out! It's so hot." Uh, all of them have their clothes off. They're just all like laying around, like trying to get cool. And Bill says, "No, Hank hears us, but he's choosing to punish us, rightly so." He goes, "What's the use? At the rate I'm smoking, we only have about 30 minutes of oxygen left anyway."
Yeah.
Boom hour. "Oh man, dang old dang, man. I need dang old water, man." And we hear Dale, "We brought food. Maybe we can squeeze moisture out of it. Let's see. Chips, barbecue chips, vinegar flavor, hot and spicy, saltines. No!" And then we
Oh.
So they pull up at Nifty Grifty's truck stop, which to me looks a lot like a Bucky's because it's so big, you know.
It
Bobby
does, yep.
Yeah, Bobby sees this big sprawled out place and he goes, "Wow." Hank says, "I didn't want to describe it to you because, well, how could I?" And they go in. Hank would be a huge fan of Bucky's. He would be a huge fan of Bucky's. Has to be.
I think he would be, and I think the reason
Oh,
why he would be, I think the reason why he would like it so much is because of the efficiency of the store. You never stand
yep,
in line too long.
yeah,
The restrooms are always immaculate. The shelves are always stocked. You don't ever
yep,
go up to grab like a specific Bucky's item, and there's just nothing there for you to
yep.
grab. Uh,
He would say
you know,
he would
they
say,
pay a fair wage to their
"Oh, they do?
employees for
Pay a fair
one.
wage." Like, I think it starts at
They don't
14.
allow 18-wheelers in their parking lot at all. If
Yeah,
you're an 18-wheeler and you pull into the
yeah,
parking
it's
lot, one
true.
of the employees will come outside and tell you have to leave
Mm,
because it's for the traveler.
yes,
It is a
I
travel
understand
stop
Bucky.
for the traveler, so
Yeah, I think he would say something like, I like Flying J, but I love Bucky's." Something like that.
yeah. Or
All right.
he would step into a Bucky's bathroom and take a deep breath
Oh,
and goes,
oh, yeah.
"Oh, smells
Now,
like
the wife
leather."
and I, we had to drive back from San Marcos yesterday. We had a graduation we went to, and we stopped
Okay.
in Wahlberg, right, to go to the
I know
bathroom,
where that's
and
at. They have that
yeah.
Wahlberg stop there, yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you two things. Okay. First, about last night, I walk in and I can smell the bathrooms already. That sucks.
Yeah,
Right. And
that's
then
not
you
good.
go in there and it is just chemicals and pee. Right. And the guy's in there mopping the floor and all that stuff. I feel so bad for that guy because there's no
Yep,
way that's good for him to inhale that stuff all the time. But that Wahlberg gas stop, this is for anybody in the chat. This is for anybody listening, anybody in the future. There's a gas stop or a truck stop in Wahlberg. It literally says Wahlberg up top, and it has a
yep,
Huddle House burger place there at the side. Um, if you go after 10 p.m. to this specific truck stop, what they do is in many truck stops, they'll have like Sunny Fried Chicken and Bill's Pizza and, that kind of stuff, right? It's always like single slice pizza or those Crispitos or fried chicken or something, but they have them
pork
set
egg
up.
rolls,
Yeah,
yeah.
they have them set up in little restaurants. This particular one in Wahlberg, after 10 o'clock, they clear the shelves of all the food and put them in brown paper bags and sell them for $3.50. So you can
That's a
go in there and literally get a pound or so of food for $3.50.
Well, I didn't know that. I might have to
Yes,
slide up the
sir.
highway here in a little bit.
Corn dogs, Crispitos, fried chicken, jalapeno poppers, uh,
Interesting.
chicken tenders. It's all just thrown in there together. And so when
Yeah, I'm
Casey
gonna
and
check that
I,
out.
my friend, are coming back from like a concert or something, we always stop there afterwards because it'll be after 10 o'clock. For about $5, we'll get a pound of food and a drink. And what I like to do though is go through the bags first and make sure that we're getting the best value for which drink for which bag it is.
Isn't
I
that
don't want a
cheating?
bunch of wings. Anyway, all right, so they're going into this big truck stop, and he says, "See, for truckers, time is money. We can't spend time waiting in a line with the civilians." And he moves the little trucker, the velvet rope in front of the truckers only sign, and goes behind it. He goes, "We got to keep to a schedule." Yep. He's talking. They walk past some truckers and kind of sit down at the counter, and he kind of looks over one of them. He's, "Yep, I just rode in from Arlen, Texas, on a straight shot. How about you?" The trucker says, "Well, I guess I'm coming in straight from Eastern Long Island." He goes, "Guess it'd be my first meal in 40 hours or so." Boy, ain't that the truth for truckers? That is something else. And he goes, "Yep, I hear that." And then another guy says, "Okay." Then another one of the truckers says, "So what are you boys hauling anyway?" And Bobby speaks up first. He goes, "A sofa for my grandma." I mean, like he's just like, "A sofa for my grandma." They all kind of snicker. And then the waiter comes over and he goes, "Sir, this section is for truckers only. Buffs like you taking up space cost real truckers money. Go on." And like says, get out, go on, go on. Bobby says, "But Dad, I thought you said we were truckers." He goes, "We are." The other guy says, one of the truckers says, "I don't mean to spoil your fun, sir, but you're not a trucker. You're just a guy with a truck." Hank says, you think I'm not a trucker? Well, I drove through El Paso in rush hour and didn't grind a gear. Look at my rig, perfectly maintained from back bumper to grill. And then we start seeing bullets coming through the back of the trailer, because Dale, by God, has brought a gun and is shooting his way out of this thing. He shoots until he can get his hand out, unlock the door, and then all three of them just fall out in their underwear into the parking lot.
Yeah, Ghetto Cowboy there makes a good observation. He says truckers back then would have been on horse crank, aka the hillbilly health plan.
Yeah.
They would have definitely been up on methamphetamines. I know a lot of old truckers. So my dad's dad was actually in the beginning of trucking. My dad's dad was born in 1912, and trucking rose to popularity in the late 20s, early 30s. And my dad's dad was a truck driver in that era.
Wow.
And in the 70s, in the heyday of trucking, my dad's dad was already done with that industry by that time. But I had relatives that were truck drivers that have explicitly said that, yes, at that time, they would do shady stuff where they would run two different log books, because you have to log everything for the DPS if you get pulled over. So they would run two different books. They would all be on methamphetamines.
Oh, sure.
Just having a good time out on the road, driving for 120 hours at a time.
Yeah, that's the real issue, right? Having to drive that far.
Yeah.
All right. So a foot comes out, and then a hand comes out. They unlock the door. They all fall out in their underwear. And you hear from Dale, "Oh, hey, Hank, we're not going to drink Bill after all, okay? Waiter, table for 5." And he just collapses, right? The whole restaurant is there with their mouths wide open. And we are going to take our first commercial break. So we will be
right back.
You got it.
Join the Daily High Club, the premier destination for glass water pipes, vaporizers, and accessories. Since 2015, we've sold over 1 million quality products and teamed up with legends like Snoop Dogg and Tommy Chong. Ready to elevate your smoking game? Visit dailyhighclub.com for our El Primo subscription box or shop unique pieces today.
The McDonald's Snack Wrap is back. You brought it back. Ranch Snack Wrap. Spicy Snack Wrap. You broke the internet. For a snack. Snack Wrap is back. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The Who's Down in Who Newville were making their list, but some didn't know Walmart has the best brands for their gifts.
What about toys? Do they have brands kids have been wanting all year?
Yep, Barbie, Tony's, and Lego. Gifts that will make them all cheer.
Do you mean they have all the brands I adore?
They have Nintendo, Nespresso, Apple, and more.
What about...
So the Who answered questions from friends till they were blue. Each one listened and shouted, from Walmart? Who knew? Shop gifts from top brands for everyone on your list in the Walmart app.
Discover the world of luxury sex toys at Luxury Toy X and indulge in the ultimate pleasure experience. For years, we have been dedicated to the belief that sexuality and wellness are essential components of a happy and healthy life. With over 70,000 satisfied customers, we take pride in our ability to provide products that enhance your sexual well-being. Join our community of satisfied customers and unlock a world of pleasure and self-discovery. Visit luxurytoyx.com today.
Apollo Neuro is a new kind of wearable that helps your body recover from stress, that helps you calm down and feel better. You sleep better, and you can get back to being yourself. Learn more at apolloneuro.com.
I'm Hunter, the founder of Hello Cake, and today we're digging into ED meds. The number one thing we hear is that guys are sick of waiting for ED meds to kick in. Traditional ED meds take about an hour to kick in as they have to go through your digestive system, where Hello Cake's ED medication dissolves under your tongue and works in about 15 minutes. That's about 3 times faster than traditional ED medication. Curious about ED meds? Go to hellocake.com.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness. Brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious. Find your blend at hempdelicious.com.
Baby girl, were you staring at me? You know that's not convincing, right? Try again. Well, you shouldn't just be staring then. You should taste.
I'd miss your presence, your laughter.
And we are back.
And we are back.
I'm looking across the studio here, and I'm realizing that there is a package of goldfish that I believe was here on the day we moved in, and that's almost 3 years ago. So
that's exciting.
I will need to throw that away on the way out.
Or if you leave it there, I'll eat it next time we're in studio.
Okay, I'll just leave it there then. I'm afraid what's going to happen if I move it. All right. So we come back to Hank hammering like a metal plate onto the back of the truck to cover up all the bullet holes that were there in the hole that Dale made. And Bill says, "We're sorry, Hank. We sit quietly back here. If you give us a water dish to drink fun, we'll be quiet as truck mice." Truck mice. He says,
truck mice. Okay,
goes,
that's a good one.
I don't know what happened there. Yeah,
that was exciting.
Mice. Wasn't that exciting? Let me write that down real
truck
quick.
Mice. Truck mice.
Okay. All right. I had to make Mason a note there. Okay. So I think I get a little too close to the keyboard sometimes. Let's see.
Good.
So he says, we'll be quiet as truck mouse. He goes, "Get in the cab. Fixing this hole has put me off schedule. So I'll skip my bunk time and drive all night. Now get in there and let's get moving." So they all do. All the boys are just like their heads down. They're just like, we screwed up. We go back to the Hill living room. This is something you don't see very often in King of the Hill.
Nope.
We get kind of a dream state here, but it is very like happy kids cartoon type animation, right? Big noses, big eyes, stuff like that. And it's Peggy saying, "This is the saga our song will tell. Hank and Bobby find a snowman hitchhiking through Arizona. He will melt to death unless he gets home to the North Pole by Christmas. Hank and Bobby take him home. Snowman's family is so grateful. They invite him to their Christmas snowman dinner." And then she just stops. She goes, "You got it?" Luann, I guess she's not even paying any mind to this or anything. She goes, "You got it?" Not. She goes, "Oh, no." Just like, "Oh, no." All right, now we're back in the truck. Hank is still driving. He is very tired. You can see it. Bobby says,
"Oh yeah, he's getting ready to doze off."
Oh boy, Bobby says, "It's okay to take a nap, Dad. We're half a day late. Grandma won't mind." That's not Hank talk. He says, "Well,
I will."
"Oh, I will. We've got a promise to your mother to keep. We're getting back home by Christmas morning." And then in the back, the three guys are back there being stupid and playing grab ass. And he's like, "Duck, duck, goose." And he pats Hank on the head. And Hank's like, "What?" And Bill says, "I'll get him, Hank." And then they're all just horsing around and all this stuff. And Bobby is the one that turns around and goes, "Shush it." And they all just like, oh, like they got in trouble.
They snapped together. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now we're back at the Hill house, and both of them think they have written a song now. Nancy is there, and they're singing the song to her to try to get her to critique it for them. And that's how the Christmas snowman got back home. And then they looked at her, and she goes, "You don't like it?" She goes, "Oh, it's not that, Shugs. I've just got a lot of other things on my mind. Like, I don't know where my husband is." I love that. And Peggy says, "Oh, I'm sure Dale is fine. Now, how can we fix the song?" Luann says, "We tried it your way, Aunt Peggy. Now we should do it my way. We have differences. Like when Simon versus the Garfunkel." That would
be a funny WWE match, Simon versus Garfunkel.
Fantastic. It's not just versus Garfunkel, it's versus the Garfunkel, making me think
the Garfunkel.
She thinks Garfunkel is a monster.
Simon and the Garfunkel. Yeah,
Paul Simon versus the Garfunkel. All right, now we're back in the truck cab, and Dale says, look how straight the lines are, the highway are. And he's like right behind Hank's head, right? Just talking to him kind of low. It'd be easy to get highway hypnosis. Bill, are you getting sleepy? Bill's like, it's working. I'm so sleepy. And then Boomhauer says, make dang old chicken, man. Hank starts kind of nodding off a little bit. Bobby sees him and he goes, hey, Dad, look. He goes, oh, I was awake. What? He goes, look at that sign. Truck stop, 4 miles. We can get you some coffee. Great. All right. So they pull into Mike and Caroline's roadside inn, and they get out of the truck. Hank says, Bobby, it would take too long to tie them up, so I'm going to need you to get the coffee. So he sends Bobby in to get coffee. Bobby says, which line, trucker? Or Hank is trucker. So he comes out with coffee. Hank is just dead ass asleep at the wheel. And Bobby says, Dad, they wouldn't let me in the trucker line for moral reasons, and then he sees Hank asleep. The other truckers from the last stop start walking over, and they see this, and they go, guess playing trucker takes a lot out of you. The other one says, at least now he can tell the other accountants he slept at a real truck stop, and they just laugh and walk off.
Yeah, that's funny. I like that.
The other accountants.
Well, they think he's an accountant. Like, he's still a blue collar worker. You know what I mean?
Is.
Like, he drives a big hazmat truck with a fuel tank on it. It's like he's done that. So it's like, it's not like Hank's just a white collar worker. But I think it's funny how the truckers kind of like have that like air about them, where they're like egotistical. Yeah.
So they go ahead and roll Hank up into the bunk and let him sleep for a while. And now Boomhauer is driving while Dale is in the seat. Bill and Bobby are behind them, kind of behind the front seats. And Bobby says, okay, let's move out. Now, if we make up for lost time while my dad's asleep, he'll wake up ahead of schedule. Okay. Mr. Boomhauer, are you sure you're able to handle this vehicle? He says, dang old piece of cake, man, just like ride dang old lawnmower forklift, like dang old line, same as a Kit Kat, man. Okay. And Dale says, Dale looks out the front and he sees a sign that says 14-foot clearance, right? Like those signs you see on overpasses and stuff. And that's to tell the truckers,
Yeah.
It's taller than this. Don't go under here. He goes, 14-foot clearance. Ha! How tall is the truck? Bill says, probably, I don't know, Bobby. Bobby says, I don't know. Dale says, it's awfully big. I'd say 30 feet tall. It's not 30 feet, Dale. 30 feet tall at least. They come to the bridge. They see the truck in front of them is carrying a large load of watermelons. One of the watermelons is so tall that it hits the bridge and falls off, right? And so that scares the hell out of them. And he says, Boomhauer, get off now. There's an exit. Get off now. They take the truck off onto a different road, onto an exit. Dale looks at Boomhauer and goes, this is the wrong way. Turn around. Boomhauer's like, hey, you see Dango side of this thing, man? You don't just talk about turn around, man. Oh, there's another exit. Take it. And so they take the exit, and now they're driving just through what looks like the dark-ass desert. Just it's at nighttime.
Middle of nowhere, yeah.
Middle of nowhere, yeah. And Dale says, well, this feels good, doesn't it? I mean, no, it doesn't, Dale. It doesn't feel good at all. All right, so now we're at Hank's mom's, and we see that everything has turned out perfect. They're moving stuff in. Tilly says, Hank, this is the best Christmas ever. Hank's like, well, Mom, that's the last of it. The guys are up on the porch drinking tea. Boomhauer has the banjo. And then we hear her say, ready? And then they get in front of the Christmas tree and say, can you see by the sea? I don't know who's singing that at Christmas, but you hear what, where? And Hank wakes up for a dream. So all of that was a dream. From the outside,
it was all a dream.
Yeah, from the outside, Hank looks out and sees there's snow everywhere. Dale bangs on the window and says, Hank, we're having trouble with the engine and the clutch. Oh, and we're on top of a mountain. I think it might be a rocky mountain. Hank looks out and he sees all the snow and sees that the mountains are covered. And he says, bah! And that is our second commercial break. We're going to take that and we'll be right
back.
There it is.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Tervis is all about staying hydrated. Each product is built to last and comes in endless designs to match your personality. Stay refreshed and express yourself with Tervis. Visit tervis.com today and find your perfect tumbler.
Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com.
When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season. And only for a limited time. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
This is Jason Momoa, and I'll be your finance professor today. Welcome to Banking Smarter 101 with Chime. Bam! First lesson, sign up for Chime and set up direct deposit. You'll be joining millions of members banking fee-free. Second lesson, get cash back on eligible purchases while building credit and a higher APY on your savings. That's how you bank smarter this season. Fa-la-la-la-la, class dismissed. Join Chime today.
Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and a secure Chime Visa credit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. Members FDIC. Optional services and products may have fees or charges. Details at chime.com/fees-info. With a qualifying direct deposit, earn 1.5% cash back on eligible secure Chime Visa credit card purchases. On-time payment history may have a positive impact on your credit score. Results may vary. APY means annual percentage yield. Learn about credit building and more at chime.com.
Looking for tickets to the hottest shows, games, and events? Ticket Liquidator is your one-stop shop for great prices, no hassles, and guaranteed tickets. Since 2003, we've been connecting buyers and sellers, providing access to sold-out events at prices lower than most secondary market options. Whether it's sports, theater, or concerts, our massive nationwide network ensures you get the tickets you want, guaranteed. For the best seats at the biggest events, start with Ticket Liquidator today at ticketliquidator.com. That's TICKETLIQUIDATOR.com. Ticket Liquidator.
Hello, children. We are back. So we left the truck on a mountain covered with snow.
Yep, we're looking at some ice road truckers like situations.
Yeah, the guys, like always, have no idea what to do. And so Hank's like, "What the hell happened?" Dale says, "Let's just say mistakes were made. Then other larger mistakes. We're not proud of ourselves." Bobby's like, "I'm sorry, Dad. We thought if we kept driving, we could help make it on delivery time." Dale says, "We didn't even stop for a potty break. I had to use your coffee mug." Thanks, Dale. He says, "Dale, get behind the line of shame." And then he points over and he's made the other two stand in a line in the snow and they have to hold their hands up the whole time. And they are behind the line of shame. He goes, "Not you, Bobby. I know you were trying to help." Bill says, "Hank, we're cold. Can we put our hands down?" "No." "Okay, we're out of fuel." "That part I can understand, but how'd you let the battery go dead?" He goes, "It was dark and the headlights made us feel so safe." Okay, Bill.
That's funny.
On the CB, Bobby is saying, "Breaker 1033, this is Top Hat, requesting emergency." Hank looks at him.
Speaking of,
yeah,
I was going to say, speaking of CB, do you remember the Hanna-Barbera show CB Bears?
I do remember CB Bears. Yeah. I also remember, what was it? Something in the Bear. It was a TV show. Anyway, it was all about CBs and all that stuff. I had a CB. Yeah. I had a CB in my car for a while just because I liked the sound of it. You know, I just like the fact that you can just have that thing open and every once in a while you just hear something, you know, it's just like, it was like an adventure or something.
Yeah. I like that stuff.
Hank sees Bobby on the CB, and he's like, no, Bobby, I don't want to bother real truckers with the problems of a guy who fell asleep and let his rig wind up on top of a mountain. He goes, what are you doing, Dad? He gets the flip phone out. He goes, I'm gonna call AAA and probably hire some movers too. It's time to let the professionals handle this. Bobby being the voice of reason. No, sure, we're in a hole, but real truckers are in a hole all the time, and they don't give up. They figure out a way to get through. You're not just a guy with a truck, Dad. We get a big pregnant pause while Hank
Good
is kinda,
motivational speech from
oh
Bobby.
yeah, Hank is kind of thinking, and he goes, okay, everybody, let's check out our rig and see what we've got. Everybody cheers. He goes, line suspended. He suspends the line of of shame and lets them come over and help. They're going through the boxes in the back, trying to use anything they can come across. And we hear Bobby say, and a Charlie Chaplin ceramic lamp and these opera glasses. That's what we have to work with. Dale says, Hank, which would you rather burn for warmth, the dining set or the frames of these tasteful landscape paintings? Hank says, neither. I'm getting this load to my mom intact. And then you hear, hey, man, I got them dang old antique lamps, man. Talk about a little kerosene left inside, man. You know, probably stay warm. They ain't like 5 minutes. So talking about, starts humming the I Dream of Jeannie theme. Hank says, oh, good idea, Boomhauer. There might be some kerosene still left in those lamps to keep us warm if, no, wait a minute, Bobby, hand me those opera glasses. He uses the opera glasses as binoculars to look around, and he sees snow. Oh, green patch. So there's a nice green patch at the bottom of the hill. They just got to get it down there, right? And so he says, perfect. Now we can get the truck rolling downhill. The motion will recharge the battery, and kerosene is close enough to diesel fuel, so we can burn it. I'll pop the clutch, and we can turn around in that meadow. And Bill says, I understood something about burning fuel. Are we going to be warm? That's all he heard. He and Luann have the same type of attention span and same type of understanding.
Not non-existent. Yeah, like he is he's the female, like, or sorry, he is the male equivalent of Luann.
Yes, very much so.
The gross male equivalent.
He goes, yes. He goes, all right, you two are going to get warm, working up a sweat, digging out these tires here. And he hands them a fireplace shovel and a bedpan. So they're going to start digging out. He goes, Bobby, I need to get your help over here while he's getting the chains. And Dale, you're at large. He goes, yes, sir. So we get a montage of them clearing snow, putting in fuel, Dale with a cigarette right next to the fuel. Boomhauer,
it's the eye of the tiger. It's the
exactly.
fight. Yeah, they're getting after it.
So he goes. So after that montage, we hear, all right, now I won't be able to see from the back to steer, so you fellas will have to guide me. Boomhauer, use the CB. It's going to be a bumpy ride, so hang on. Bill says, Hank, what keeps the furniture from sliding out the door? He goes, well, all our straps and chains are on the road for traction, so you do, Bill. Good luck. So here's where we get the build up protecting
the bulldozer.
So they start going down the mountain. He takes the shifter, turns off the brake, starts rolling. The mirrors get knocked off. They almost go off the mountain. Boomhauer is in the back on the radio, telling him which way to go. Okay, man, Hank, you got like a dang old little curve coming up the left, talking about now swing to the left a little bit. Now, okay, see the 3 o'clock, man, a little bump. You feel that, man? Okay, now come straight, hold steady, man. Talk about it right now. Cut right. Dang old good job, man. Talk about the little straightway about 20, 30 yards now. Get a little metal coming up over dang low left. Get ready now. Okay, go, cut, man, cut. I give it all you got, man. Now, okay, Hank, hang in there. Quick left. Left, man. Bill's like, it's working. The furniture all starts shifting out of the back, and he just goes over there and just like and stops it all.
He stops it all, yeah.
Like a freaking superhero. That is the one thing about Bill. He is dense in both areas, you know.
Yeah, he's thick. Yeah, he's definitely thick-headed.
Hank says he gets in the grass, and he's starting to turn around because he's using the momentum here. And he goes, all right, we only got one shot at this, son. Pull. And everybody's grunting, and he's turning the wheel, and then they kind of go down the mountain, and kaboom, it kicks in, and there they go. So the plan worked. We go back to Luann and Nancy. Luann is standing at Nancy's door, And she says, then the snowman thanked Bobby and Uncle, and you get little stick figure drawings being animated here. Then Snowman thanked Bobby and Uncle Hank for taking him to Arizona because he wanted to see his friend, the cripple boy. Just one more time, he melted. One more time before he melted. The end. She goes, that's my Christmas trucking song. Do you like it? And then we see Nancy in her bathrobe with a policeman standing right there next to her. She goes, Shug, it's great, but right now I'm busy filing a missing person report. Okay. Which that's a pretty good joke. We go back to the guys, and Dale's like, can you see now, Hank? Ow, can you see? Can you see? The reason they're saying ow is they're both holding hand mirrors out to the side like they are mirrors on the truck, right? And they're getting hit with plants and cactuses and all this stuff as they go down. So we hear ow, 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 ow. And anyway, they end up going down. They finally pull into the diner, and they go in, and they see the trucker only section, and they go a different way because they don't want to piss off the truckers or whatever. And then one of the truckers, you hear him saying, there I am, 1,500 pounds over my weight limit. So I say to the trooper, weigh me now. And then everybody laughs. They're all telling stories. The waitress comes up to him and says, kitchen stopped making breakfast half hour ago. So what can I bring you boys? You hear boom here. Oh, man, dang old black coffee, man. A little water, too. Where's the dang old restroom at? She goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. By the way, this is a Double Eagle truck stop. She goes, whoa, whoa, whoa.
The Double Eagle. I like that. That's a good truck stop name.
She goes, slow it down, sweetheart. So he goes, okay, man. Dang old black coffee. Dang old water. Sorry, my voice is going. Yeah, he says it the exact same way. He just says it slower. The trucker goes, whoa, I know that voice. Hey, one of you boys named Hank? Boy, oh boy, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm getting so choked up. Just at the thought of a convoy. I get so choked up every time I think about a convoy.
Convoy.
He goes, whoa, I know that voice. Hey, one of you boys named Hank? He goes, we're just going to get our coffee to go. We don't need any trouble. He goes, I bet you don't. You had enough trouble getting down that mountain this morning. The other trucker says, man, we've been listening on CB to you guys coming downhill on 41. Glad y'all ain't dead. The first one says, what the hell are you boys sitting over there for? Come over here. And they get their invite to the actual trucker section. Hank says, well, all right. Huh, Bobby? Bobby's like, yeah, all right. And then you hear, getting downhill, that took some doing. What are you gulping on? Reds, Bennies, Apple Wackies? Apple Wackies. Hank says, I don't go in for that fancy flavored coffees, just regular old Joe. And the trucker says, man, you are old school. Hey, little friend, how about taking a seat and telling me about that run on that hill? He goes, sir, this is Bobby. Sir, as much as I'd love to get into it, we better get rolling. We got to finish our haul and get home by Christmas. He goes, oh, good man, but you won't get far without your mirrors. And he looks out, there's no mirrors. And the waitress says, or your headlights. Hank's like, yeah, I suppose that's true.
Yeah.
Here's where the truckers kick in. You hear, on the other hand, if I rode ahead of you, you wouldn't need them. The other trucker says, and if I get in your back, I can handle your rear view for you. Hank says, you mean like a convoy? Like, I mean, this is a dream come true for Hank here.
Oh, absolutely.
They say, damn straight. And so they all kind of laugh, and then he is so thrilled. And then what we get to close out this show is a photo montage like you would see at the end of Smokey and the Bandit or Gumball Race, whatever that thing was called. You see this stuff. First thing you see while a country music song plays, a storytelling country music song, you see like a Buford T. Pusser type sheriff on the side of the road yelling at them, you see they drove all through a Shack in the Box. Not a Jack in the Box, a Shack in the Box.
An old Shack in the Box. Yeah.
You see Bobby with some coffee. You see guys sitting on the top tanning. You see Boomhauer saving a cat in a tree. You see Dale posed like the girl on the mud flap. Long train of trucks. And so you hear this song. Hank Hill was a trucker and he done with his pride. His seatbelt buckled and his boy by his side. He hit the road with a promise and a fresh load. They took the wrong turn while trying to get back and wound up stranded in a mountain gap. Had a diesel freezing in the cold. That old Hank Hill's convoy's rolling and the antique load we're hauling. Anyway, they sing this whole song.
Yeah.
God almighty. I don't know my voice.
Boy, ain't right.
So, yeah, definitely ain't right. But we get that. And then we see the sign, welcome to Holly Springs Retirement Village. So they did make it to his mom. They start unloading all that stuff. We see some more pictures of like Dale asleep on the couch while the guys are moving it in. And then the very last thing we get is we get a picture of all of them standing in front of a Christmas tree, just waving like Merry Christmas. So they helped his mom move that stuff. And the truckers got in front, the truckers got in back, and they were able to get everything there on on time. Boy, oh boy, you're gonna have to take over.
Alrighty. Where exactly are we again?
We're done, baby. I'm sorry,
that's
guys.
it.
My voice kind of ran out on me.
No, you're good.
We had to cheer
Well,
a
there
bunch
you go.
yesterday at the graduation.
That was King of the Hill season 8 episode. Oh shit!
Can
What
you hear
episode is
me?
it? We're on 6. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I guess you can't hear me. This is King of the Hill season 8 episode 7. That's the end of that one. Yeah. Mike is having technical difficulties internally, externally, and technologically. And here he is. There he is. Yeah, that was season
Well, it was something
8
else. Something
episode
happened there. I don't know.
episode 10 and a half. No, episode 7.
This furniture is possessed. But that is
Yeah.
it, guys. We get to the end, and he has helped his mom.
Gesundheit, Mike. Yeah.
Everything's good.
Bless you.
Everything is good. And they helped his mom get there. And honestly, it's kind of a beautiful Christmas episode, you know, because it's not it's not too heavy-handed with the Christmas stuff, other than we got to get there by Christmas, that kind of thing.
It is. It's like one of those race against time episodes. You know what I mean? Like they're rushing to get somewhere, kind of thing. I liked it. I like this episode. It's a good Christmas
easy
episode. Yeah, it's a real good Christmas episode for sure. I liked it.
All right, so tell them where they can find us if they want to hear me choke some more.
Well, if you want to hear Mike choke some more, you can go to BWAAAKOTH on all social medias. You can go to our email, which we'll be reading an email on Friday that a guest has sent us. So if you want to send us an email, we will check your emails out. I read all emails. It's BWAAAKOTH@gmail.com.
Very nice. Very nice. We thank you guys all for being here. I really appreciate it. This is a labor of love for us, but we put in quite the time for it, and you guys do as well. So thank you for being here. We will be back on Friday, and then we will be back next week. And
Absolutely.
Rusty has a little surprise for us at some point of something that he would like to do.
Whatever gets here.
Yeah, I know. I got you. But I believe that leaves us with one thing left to say.
It does. Make sure to get your loved ones spayed or neutered. And on that note,
reaching for the
we
stars.
Matanye. Yeah, there you go.
We Matanye indeed. We'll see you guys.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.